Hey guys, so we're back. So I'm gonna give the accessories a shot. As I'm sure you can tell, my voice is sounding pretty normal. So yeah, sorry for the no streams for a while. I unfortunately caught the flu. I'm pretty sure it was most likely related to my flu shot that I got when I went in for my doctor's appointment. It's possible I could have caught something while I was just there, or, you know, out and about, but most likely I'm kind of putting my best bet on I probably just got it for the flu shot. So sucky for me, but I have finally recovered, so I'm feeling a hell of a lot better and actually able to manage things instead of just sitting in misery because I am sick. I still have a little bit of a cough here and there though, so I apologize if any of that slips into the stream. I do try to mute myself anytime I need to cough or blow my nose, but otherwise I'm feeling a lot better, so very, very glad it is finally pretty much over, so. So yeah, we're gonna give the accessories a try. So as you can see, I have the old art over the top of the new art. So where did oh, it's down here for some reason. Pull you up here. Really, I only need this part of the horse's head because I just need to pull this thing down. Gonna pull up some images of ear bonnets so I make sure I have the right idea here. So some of these go way down. Most of them though only stick around between the eyes. And this would, it looks like, usually sit underneath the bridle's brow band. Yeah, basically all the photos I have are mostly horses wearing them or just it's sitting flat. Try to find one that's like a nice... Yeah. And these are really a good 3/4 view, unfortunately, but what you gonna do? Okay, so we gotta pull this back down to our 7 points. So for this one though, it's gonna be a little bit awkward because we have the mane that's coming out still. And obviously, like, you don't really see the mane with the bonnet on. Because it's kind of, you know, probably tied up underneath. Or shaved. Looks like this dips a little bit lower, actually. Like this. So I don't want this, though, running into the horse's eyeball. Because obviously that wouldn't make sense. It's supposed to follow the curve. So this one might have to be one that just happens to have the base turned off for the, like, the forelock, I think, when I do the concept on this. Since obviously the forelock shouldn't really be visible when it's shown. So this should look like it's encasing the ears. Now, one thing I'm not sure about with these guys is because I have done some art with different ear styles. I don't know if it would just not be accessible to certain ear styles. Like, I don't know if there would be a mule version. I feel like fluffy eared horses might not really need it as much anyways, so I guess we'll see if I did actually manage to do customization stuff, how well that would work out. Because also, realistically speaking, trying to do different ear types is, like, probably way more complicated than just making a simple ear bonnet for one singular ear type. So, we'll see. But anyways, I still like having, like, these design ideas in place. Just so I have something. Okay, and then we need that red back. I'm gonna want both reds. I should just make like a little, what do you call it? Palette thing so I don't have to keep finding these guys, I swear. So we're gonna still use the standard red, just to keep everything unanimous. And also I like red. I like a lot of colors. I'll just call it detail for now because I don't really know what else to call it. Oh, I have to erase that part. That's sticking out farther than it needs to. So yeah, the mane wouldn't make sense being visible, at least as far as the forelock goes here. So we'll need to probably get rid of that when we're doing the final concept art, but that is for me to worry about later. I think another thing with some of these ear bonnets is it's like, it does have a different texture on the actual ears. So what I might do is I might also extend the line out like this. I don't think it needs to have anything like super special like around it, but oh wait, let's do this. But this way we can point out that the ears can be a different color as well. So you have your base color on the bonnet itself, and then the ears get their own color. Actually, you know what? It might be better to fix these lines so it doesn't turn so suddenly around the back of the head, because It does look like these guys usually have a bit more space around the back where the oops. Where the bridle goes down. I don't have the bridle visible here. I do want to put it down later onto this file. So that might be something I'm gonna have to consider fixing later, but we'll see. Actually, you know what? Maybe what I'll do... I could just copy one of the English bridles over real quick, along with the base. And take these guys. So the base doesn't need the front head, just the side head. I might have added the line art at one point a little bit. Okay, so basically what we're looking for here now is for... Turn off the color again. I'm gonna make the base a little transparent too so I can see what I'm doing a bit easier here. Okay, so... You'd want this to closely follow the head. And then dip down. Or something like that. And then this thing is supposed to wrap more underneath the bridle. Ooh, okay, so some of these go really... Let me grab this. Let's throw this up here now. I'm gonna use this guy as an example. So basically, now obviously this isn't gonna line up perfectly to where my stuff is, but also my horse head is not remotely realistic, obviously. Never was the goal to do that. So what we're aiming for is a little something that feels a bit like this instead. So maybe it doesn't have to... I want it to still feel like it kind of covers this connection area here. But I want like this dip to feel more natural like it does in the references. Something like that works somewhat better, so let's try this. Maybe I should save that before I start messing, but oh well. We deal. So personally, I'm not a huge fan of how bonnets look. But they seem pretty popular, and obviously they have their uses in real life. So as a accessory, they're pretty cute. I know people like them, so I figured these would be a good item to consider doing concept art for, to consider as a possible like customization accessory. So these guys and racing blinkers, or however you call them, are also going to be some stuff I do concepts for. Just because they do make a lot of sense, people like that kind of stuff, so I don't want to only do things that I personally like, because I wouldn't really... I don't use ear bonnets if it's a customization option personally, so I'm like... I wouldn't use it, but it's also like the stuff I'm doing, well, it is my project and I will like draw some lines here and there in terms of yeah, I don't want to do this, so I'm not gonna. Stuff like this is very simple to add in, as far as concept art goes. Obviously not simple to just straight up add this to like a model, so accessories probably would be something that wouldn't be added right away if I had customization features. I would focus on just having the bare minimum tack required, you know, a single saddle, single set of bridle and blanket to go with it, etc., etc. So there we go. That's a little bit closer to what the concept art looked like. Or not concept art, the references look like. It's at least a good starting point, so if I change my mind later, I have something to go off of in terms of my goals with this. Oh, it's just... shit, I just realized. I have this on top of stuff, so it's messing it up. Go back to... just making sure I got the right red on there. I think these two... yeah, these guys should be the same red. Okay, I think I fixed that. So we got an ear bonnet, at least a basic version of it. Obviously, there'd have to be some adjustments with main styles for this kind of thing to work, and, you know, if I ever actually put this kind of thing on a real model, I'd probably have to play around with it and the tack. Whereas right now, I'm just trying to get a rough estimate. Oh wait, we need to do the racing blinkers next. Okay, so this would be fun to try and figure out how to line up with this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my references. So one thing I've learned about racing blinkers, thanks to a friend, is they actually have different, like, covers or cups for, like, the actual blinkers. Why does this music keep changing in, like, volume? Like, sometimes it'll be super quiet and other times it's just gonna overpower me. So they have ones that fully cover the eye. They have ones that have, I think, like a small hole in them. They have ones that are half, quarter, and 3/4. I'm thinking probably going with like a half or a 3/4 is what I'm leaning towards. Something that's not a full, I don't think. But I think maybe having some kind of little thing on there wouldn't be a bad idea. So it's not just a mask. Oh, so these usually have something on the bottom too for attachment. That might be worth including as like a little detail. Okay. So we're gonna pull this reference in. Turn off the old accessory for just a minute here. One downside of having a super stylized horse is, of course, things don't really match up exactly to reference photos. Because I want to be special and stylize my shit. Okay, I think that's about pretty close. So what we'll do then is we're gonna go ahead and start marking out how this thing kind of flows around the head in the reference, and then we'll figure it out from there for how to translate that to our model here. I'm not trying to get perfect lines right now, I'm just trying to get a estimate of how this is going to be looking. Maybe I should put these guys on the other base where it was the head stuff instead of full body, but oh well. I did want to move the head stuff onto the full body too eventually anyways, so it's not that bad. Now, this is a little bit awkward because this is kind of hitting a 3/4 whereas mine was a side view, so again, just a little bit awkward with this thing. Might have to make it so I can also see where the actual part of the horse is on this thing. Jeez. Like where the head ends up at. Okay. So that's a start. Oh, is it an ugly start though? Holy shit. Okay. So let's go ahead, just mess around with this, see if we can even this out a little bit better. I don't want these like Velcro straps or whatever to be like super distracting, but I do think they're kind of a neat detail. So it might be something worth considering keeping. Also, I would like to clarify, just because I'm doing concept art of this stuff doesn't mean I'm actually going to model or do anything with it. It's mostly just for myself to kind of have like references of the stuff that I would like to eventually have, or just as like, yeah, you know, here's some examples of tack that they'd wear in this region, and I could just whip out like, you know, my concept art instead of having to get, you know, photos and stuff that, one, aren't mine, and two, you know, like the photos are nice, but also don't always represent exactly what I'm trying to talk about. Like, as you guys have been seeing from me working on these, like, all this artwork, a lot of this stuff is modified to be more specifically what I'm looking for. And it's like, I could show somebody what, like, hey, this is the type of bridle I'm talking about, and it's probably gonna be mostly accurate, but it could have, like, the wrong bit, or it could have, like, the wrong noseband or something. And it's just kind of nice being able to have my own concept art to be like, no, this is exactly what I'm talking about, instead of this is an estimate of what I'm talking about. So, it's just nice. Oh god, that's gonna be on its own layer. It's gonna be a nuisance about it too. Are any of these direct side shots? I don't think they are. I think everything's like a 3/4 view that I have here. Yeah, the closest to a side shot is the one I just used. I mean, that's not too terrible. Like, it's about roughly the look I'm trying to go for down. A lot more reliable, too. Okay. So we'll go ahead and lower this. Okay. So I think that gets us something much better to work with now. So what we'll do then is... I don't need to really draw that part in, I just need to do a little something like this. I'm doing this so that it has like a closed gap around it, basically. Oops. So I don't know how much I'm gonna get done tonight, but I'd like to get as many of these guys done as I can. There is quite a few accessories though, so I'll probably be back at this. Well, I can't do Thursdays because I'm gonna be shifting my schedule, so we might be back at this next Friday. Because my schedule at work is going to change due to training somebody on the second shift, and I'm on first shift. So, I offered to swap my hours slightly, so I'd be coming in later, but that also means I will be working pretty late, so I can't really stream after work. But I will be back on, I will still be on my normal hours Fridays, so we could still do streaming on Fridays. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. So I could still get some art streams in with you guys. And this is only something I'm planning on doing for December for this person. I will probably have days where I swap my schedule around, depending on what I need to train him in, but otherwise... we will see. I was actually just watching a whole bunch of Rival Stars videos right before I jumped on to stream. It was all developer update stuff I didn't know they had. It wasn't anything super crazy interesting, it was mostly just, hey guys, we have this on mobile now, and it's like, cool. But sometimes developer update videos can be really interesting because it can give you like a sneak peek into behind the scenes stuff. Nothing with the Rival Stars, unfortunately. It's more just update videos, really. They did have a behind the scenes though on some of their animation. They have done motion capture, which was pretty cool to see. I keep hitting L as if that's going to give me the last, not the lasso tool, the other thing. And it's like, no, no it's not. It's a little bit bigger, but I can work with that. Does this thing have a hotkey? U, I guess. Okay. Ah, shit. Can't have it on the same thing. Let's see how this went. Oh, I think that one's just about perfect, so that works. That works just fine. I'm gonna delete these guys for this portion here. Do another layer for the blinker. Okay, so it does look like this extends out a little bit. Okay. This thing feels a little off kilter here. Tug it in a little so it feels a bit more like a natural curve, I think. There we go. That's not horrible. At least I don't think it's horrible. Okay, and then on top of that, we're gonna give it like this feeling. Trying to give it like this vibe of having like it come up a little bit, you know, like it's got like it's got a rim to it. Is what I'm aiming for here. Hopefully it comes across that way. Good enough, I hope. I'm like trying to look at that blue mask horse and it just it bothers me how freaked out it looks. Yeah. Okay, anyways, and then on top of that we also have these little straps here I wanted to throw in. Oh, let's put these guys at 7 point again. I really need to figure out a better way to manage line weight because all my stuff right now is so flat because I just keep it at like the same thing and it's boring as all hell, but I don't know how to do line weight. I gotta learn how to do it better. I gotta learn how to do it so much better. Like I've looked at like some basic principle videos on it and I just need to practice it. Like there's some stuff that makes sense. But I need to practice it, need to see how it fits into my style, you know? So we shall see. So we're gonna call this one the base now, and then we're gonna erase it underneath these guys here. I don't think there's anywhere else that this thing is conflicting with anything else, and then I'm gonna call this the eye ring. This will be the blinker. There might be something technically supposed to be able to be seen on the other side, but just, I don't want to fuck with that right now. And then this is straps. Let me see here on my base. think I did it where it has like the vibe of being able to see where the other eye is located. That's fine. Okay. So now should be able to select everything here and then expand this. That should work okay. Oh wait, shit. Forgot to grab the inside of this thing, and now we expand it. Flip. And now we can cover the base. There we go. I could call it, I guess, accent too. Whatever. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make these little areas like this into... Okay, I might have to just manually do that, honestly. Yeah. I'll probably have to do that one manually. Okay, so we're gonna select, we're gonna expand that area, and we're gonna fill this in for the details, but I need to fix this thing because it didn't fill in super great. Yeah, that looks fine. I'm keeping these guys tonal to the thing. I don't think I want them to stick out right now. Swap our base back up to 100% opacity. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't look too terrible, besides the fact the main's poking out. You just ignore that little fact, that little tidbit there. Yeah, there we go. So there's the head accessories done. Okay, so we'll delete you, delete you. That's the bridle ref. I should probably call it that, so I know what you are. Okay, so we can delete this one. Okay, so next up are the bell boots. And then the booties are all meant to be stuff that's kind of like, oh yeah, you can, you know, combine this with... I might just pull this out of here and just adjust this manually. Okay, so we're gonna call these... Do I refer to them as like the legs and feet accessories? Bell boots. We're just gonna duplicate this one so I can just steal the layers out of it. Okay. So bell boots, oh, technically I got polo wraps first on my list. Let's follow the list, I think. Okay, so we got the earbond and the racing mask done. So leg wraps. So we're gonna save bell boots for a minute. So it's supposed to go leg wraps / polo wraps. So our first one here is going to be called leg wraps. Our second one is going to be sport boots. Oops, put that on the wrong thing. Oh, I guess. Ugh. There we go. Then we have bell boots. And then after bell boots is going to be open front boots. Oh, I didn't apply... I did apply the model thing to these guys. Huh. surprised. Yeah, these are all going to be different models anyway, so it's not like it really matters. The accessories are going to be one of the hardest things to deal with modeling-wise, because they'll all be so much detail to model, but that is a future me problem in the sense of I may not even do half of this shit. We'll see, we'll see. I actually put her to put... Oh, I did. Huh. I'm not drawing that. I'm not drawing driving equipment. We will probably go to the point of drawing a neck rope. I may pronounce this wrong, but I believe it's called a cordero. So that's going to be part of the body-based ones. So we're going to do... Oh shit, I just realized I put that in the wrong spot. There we go. So we're gonna do... We got the 2 head ones done. So we're gonna do the leg/feet ones next, which is these guys I just wrote out all here. And then after that, we'll do body-based ones. What did I refer to in my thing? Body, chest, and back. I should probably capitalize this stuff, but I just want to keep it consistent, so it's whatever. Okay, so we're gonna ignore the body one. Okay, so that means bell boots are not next. Sorry, bell boots. I was wrong. What did I set this at? Let's do 30% opacity. I just don't feel like opening the thing like 3 times over for every single one of these guys. So it's the sport leg boots. Okay, and then these are the other 2 we're gonna deal with. Put these guys at 30% as well. Okay, so I think, so we're gonna do this leg wraps followed by sport boots, followed by bell boots, followed by open front boots. So a lot of the time you see bell boots combined with some of these guys, and what I would like to do is if I ever did actually implement these guys, obviously the concept art could become something kind of like a, kind of similar to, what do you call it, like dress-up doll stuff, you know, like digital doll thing. The concept art could work like that. I really wouldn't mind having it work like that. But the concept art is also more in the idea of like, hey, both a general reference as well as like, this is going to be something I want to do for 3D. Because I would love to eventually also get like a front back view done for all these. I'm not worrying about the front back view right this minute, but that is like a long-term goal I have, is eventually to come back and do different angles of these things. So when I do go into modeling it, I'm not going to be trying to model just purely from the side and then hoping I get it right from the front, you know, or the back. So we'll see. But because it's like so much detail to do, especially with the saddles and bridles, I'm not holding myself to doing like front back views. I'm only trying to focus on the side views so we can get these guys done. So let's see here, leg wraps. Let's pull up the leg wrap stuff. Okay, so usually these guys do have a little bit of a Velcro around them to make them easy to apply. Trying to see what is a good example. this one's pretty decent. So let's pop this in there. Let's mostly just focus on this leg here. Rasterize this down. Apply the mask. Yeah, let's just do this. So I'm thinking it's going to follow the same basic look of how it is in my old art, just it's going to be, you know, obviously slightly better. So it is supposed to look like it's just simply wrapped around the horse's leg. Trying to orient my references on my other monitor too, so I have some other things to go off of. So I'm gonna make a quick sketch here. So the way that this one looks, so back to you. So I don't know if I want to have this go around the horse's leg nearly as many times, obviously. I might just simplify this a little bit. And this would be predominantly as a 3D model textures instead. So yeah, I don't know if I want to have this many folds or wraps around it. I think I'm gonna make it far less, just to simplify a little bit. But the idea is it does wrap around, oh god, what is it called? The hawk, I think. I'm like trying to look this up really quick to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. Fetlock joint? Is it the fetlock? Oh my god, just give me a basic freaking thing. Fetlock joint is what it says. Oh no, the hawk is above. Okay, never mind, I was wrong. Okay. So this thing, which is the fetlock. No, I do not have this shit memorized yet. Shockingly. Okay, so now one thing I can't see, so it basically goes, yeah, like right below. So these might actually be a little bit low because this one shows it right underneath. Yeah, all of these seem to be right up until the joint. Okay. So it'd be a little something similar to this then. Sorry for the random pauses, it's just me looking at my other monitor, trying to compare how this looks on some other images I have. So I'm kind of thinking at least every 2 wraps around I'm on the reference, I'm gonna make that a 1 wrap. This is super fucking rough. Unfortunately, I don't know as much as I'd like to admit about how to wrap a horse's legs, so this one may be something that's subject to change, because I maybe should look up some videos on how to do leg wrapping, just to make sure I'm not making it look like the horse is like losing circulation or something stupid like that. Okay, so this is very sloppy, but I think it starts to get a better idea in terms of what I'm looking for. I do think maybe not. This part here could probably scooch in better so it feels closer. Something like that, I think. Oh god, that still looks so sloppy. I don't think I want to have it look like it's, like actually bulging on each one of these, so that's gonna be something else I need to fix here. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and try this. Damn it. Try this again. Hit my little button thing on there. Let's try this again with... Why'd I have the same thing come up? A more flat shape to it, because like I said, the way I'd handle this is I think it would just be a basic cylinder, because when it comes to the actual model, not that I'm trying to like pre-prepare too much for the models, but might as well not overcomplicate it, right? The model itself would probably be more this kind of shape, and then everything else would be textured onto it. So I don't see any reason not to mimic a similar feel with the concept art. Because I'll just make it simpler when I'm making the actual model, because then I'm not trying to worry about if it's like bum 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 bum. Okay. Probably need to do this again, but with like steadier hand. That's okay. We can do it. So I think something like that feels a little bit better in trying to match the vibe. And then let's go ahead. Sort of rinse and repeat a little bit for the other leg. So I'm not sure if this needs to go up a little bit higher on the front legs, because it does look like it stops right before the joint. Where's my skeleton thingamajigger I made? I could probably push it up a little higher, to be honest. Let's tug this up a little further, just so it feels a bit closer to that. So it's like there's still room for the muscle and stuff to move, I'd hope. But now it just feels a bit tighter. The skeleton is not not remotely perfect. Like, this is just something very rough I made to try and help myself understand the bone structure a little better when I'm working with this stuff. I actually mostly made it to help myself with recognizing where the shoulder blade is. That was the big thing that I was struggling with, was like, hey, where the hell is this shoulder blade landing and how does it work? And I learned a lot about that, actually, thanks to the research I did, which is fantastic if I ever actually go riding and decide on, you know, getting a saddle for whatever horse I'm riding. Like if I end up finally getting my own stuff, so that'll be cool. I actually know how to slightly better fit a saddle. I do not have actual experience, which is important, you know, so that doesn't help, but I have some knowledge I did not have prior, which is still appreciated. Okay, there we go. And then the idea on this one is smaller little thingy here. Because it's supposed to look like it's kind of coming around the side. But you can't see it as well because it's the opposite, so. Yeah, I don't like that. That's a little better. Maybe I should put this a little higher up. I think that works okay. Now I just gotta figure out how to make this work for the back legs. I think these are coming out okay. I might not have to do a huge amount of cleanup for them too. Okay, so back legs. They don't look too different in the reference. Yeah, it just kind of slips down underneath the pasture. I just had the thing up. So these ones, though, I don't make this thing super clear here. Let me pull up. Yeah, so there's like a bit of space. Something like this, I think, roughly. Like, it's not a huge amount of space in between. Yeah, maybe something a little closer to that. Doesn't feel as snug, in my opinion, right underneath it, as it does for the other one. Okay. I don't know if doing that's necessary, but I've been just doing it. I think that still works okay. This is kind of sticking out a bit. I think my brain's trying to follow the old lines too much, but they don't make as much sense. Okay. Well, there we go. That's something. Okay, let's just make sure if there's anything weird, we clean that up. I think most of this is pretty clean though. I don't have as much editing I need to do on this. Yeah, it looks pretty decent to me. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and do the normal selection. Oops. I think that works okay. We don't really need any details, so I think that's fine. There's not really anything that needs to be darker on the leg wraps, because they're basically like just one uniform color, really. I'm not doing any sort of shading and stuff on these guys either, so... Okay, so that crosses off the leg wraps. So next will be sport boots. Do I have any of these guys from the side? There's the back ones from the side. Okay, so these could be useful. There's like almost nothing that's just normal from the side view. I have a bunch that are just like sport boots by themselves too. I think those are hind leg ones again. Okay, so this is a little bit better. Excuse me. Also, some of these ones do... Yeah, they do have like the fluff around them, so I might do the fluff and then just do it so that's a separate line and color you can just take off. Yeah, because not all of these are fluffy. But there are quite a few that are. Yeah, some of these are more normal looking, like these ones. So these two are good examples of ones that don't have the fluff, for example. So we got our non-fluffies. And this one, it's a little hard to tell, but it does have the fluff, it's just the horse also has dark legs. As you can see, these guys also get combined with bell boots pretty often, so that's why I'm like, yeah, I want to have bell boots be something that can be added, but you can also have it without the bell boots. It's personal choice. And something else I've seen a lot is it's like sometimes people have bell boots only on one set of hooves, so that would be another thing where it's like you can turn them off on both front hooves or back hooves, or turn them on all four hooves. So I think people would probably only have them like solo on the front hooves because there's not really any reason to have them on the back hooves. They're meant to be protecting the back of the front hooves from the, you know, back hooves. But still, you know, people do whatever they want. I like having options. This is if this stuff ever got put into place, obviously, too. Like, that's a requirement in of itself in the first place. Because who knows, right? Who knows when I'm actually gonna fucking do things. If anything actually ever happens out of all this nonsense. So I'm just gonna start by making a basic shape. Just to make sure I understand what we're dealing with here. And like I said, I don't know how much of this concept art I'm gonna get done. But I think it'd be really cool if we at least finished all the head and leg stuff. And then next time we could finish up anything remaining. On the other hand, though, the body stuff, a lot of the body stuff is kind of big shapes, like a lot of details on some of them. Like I like stuff like bridging and stuff, so we will see. I'm gonna ignore the bell boots on this particular one because that's not my focus. The bell boots are gonna come later. I am purely focusing on how the sport wraps or whatever, what was I calling them? Sport boots. Work. So these sport boots are kind of supposed to be a little bit tougher, and they're kind of more like the quick Velcro wrappy kind of thing. Whereas the leg/polo wraps are meant to be literal wraps, like the kind that you see where they're like all wrapped up in like a kind of like cylinder shape, you know, when you're not using them, and then you wrap them around the horse's leg. So they're a little more time consuming. These guys you just, you know, Velcro on, Velcro off. Obviously not gonna make a difference in a game, but you know, it's a fashion statement. Some people want it, some people don't, you know. I love putting booties on my horses in games. That's one thing I actually do like. Like, I don't give a shit about ear bonnets. You can keep them. But booties? Oh, hell yeah. I can't tell how much of this is the horses. I'm assuming this has to go down because it's because of the... this thing goes down over here, so it's just really hard to see it. Okay. So those are the front legs, and I believe these should be the back leg ones. This brush is freaking huge for this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna bother with stitching, like in the concept art. I don't think I want to bother, to be, if I'm being honest. I don't think I want to bother. I do kind of think I might do some more like detailed work later. For sure, obviously, if anything's modeled, it'll be like properly detailed. Like there would be stuff probably like stitching and whatnot. And I'd take a look back over a lot of the references. I'd maybe go get some real references and stuff. So, you know, that kind of stuff I would do a lot more with when I'm making stuff that is not just quote unquote concept art. So. But this stuff is kind of supposed to be a step between, like, being serious and being kind of, like, casual about it. Like, it's supposed to be reference images, so I'm still taking it somewhat seriously, but I'm not, like... As far as I go, I'm not going overboard. If you compared this to other people, yes, I'm probably going overboard. But my level of what becomes overboard, this is not. So, yeah. As I said earlier, like, this stuff's fantastic for actually telling people, like, hey, this is what I actually want it to look like, this is what the idea is. Not to say, like, other things can't exist. So, like, for example, if you guys remember when I was making the bridles, oh, you know what, at the end of the stream I should show off how the saddles came out, because there were edits I made, and I have been sick, so I don't think you guys have seen those. So, I will try to remember to show that. But anyways, if you guys remember to what I was doing with the bridles, there's a lot of different styles of bridles out there. And I'm obviously not going to do every single one of them. I mean, like, just bits alone change everything. And I didn't do anything super duper advanced. Like, there's bridles out there with 2 sets of, like, reins and stuff. And there is, of course, like, also, like, the combination 2 rein for Western as well. That's, like, basically 2 bridles on top of each other. It's like a, you know, like a hackamore side pull style thing on top of a, shank bit, you know, bridle. But, or is that snaffle? I can't remember. Anyways, bitted bridle with hackamore is what I'm getting at. I'm not doing stuff like that because, one, as much as I do think that stuff would exist in World, it's not something I'm focusing on because my stuff is, like, world building, but with the caveat of this being more, like, I would like to turn this into, you know, 3D models for games, for animation. Am I gonna want to animate 2 rain months? No. No. As cool as that would be, I'm not animating it, so... you know, be it for a game or, like, a film or something, you know. And then when I say film, I don't mean literal film. Like, I'm not talking, like, you know, 3-hour... I mean, like a short, like, 1 to 5 minute film or something, you know, probably. But I think it would be fun. I think it would be really great. Like, even if I don't really make anything out of this stuff gameplay-wise, I still want to do this stuff for, like, animation, because that is what I went to school for. That's what I want to be hired for. Well, maybe not animation specifically, but, like, you know, that kind of work. Like, I want to be hired to do artwork besides screen print, which I do still enjoy. But, yeah, so. This is me working my way up there. Okay, so this one... This still has the same basic look, it just doesn't have the fluffy exterior, whereas these two have the fluffy. So what I could do, I think, is basically have... I think I could just have the Sherpa sit on top of it, honestly. And the Sherpa would just knock out anything underneath it, so there would be the base model, or artwork, in this case, like, you know, illustration. And then on top of that would be the Sherpa. And it would be the same thing with the 3D, where it's like you have the Sherpa model, and it would block the view of, like, the original model. But the way that it'd be modeled would hopefully look seamless. Hopefully. So we'll see. We'll think about it. Okay, so anyways. Let's go ahead and duplicate these guys. Tug them down. Okay, so these two are for some back legs. They do need to get flipped. Okay, so this one has these guys basically reversed compared to my horse art. So we want something that's a little bit more like so, and then we're going to shape this to make sense on the horse. So we're basically going to redraw these concepts, but in such a way that it actually matches, of course. So... that gets close enough. Wrong layer. Okay, so this one I believe should be for this back leg. How was that positioned? It was kind of facing away a little bit. So this might make a bit more sense like this on mine. No, wait, no. I already flipped it. So... yeah, it goes... okay, so it does go around the back of the leg. So this one's a little weird. Probably needs to be a little... it needs to be bigger for sure. Oof, this one's gonna be awkward to shape. I think something like that, though, is roughly what we're aiming for. This one's a little bit easier to sort out, so we need to make you bigger for sure. Okay, so then this one's mostly from the side. It just needs to be a bit thicker. So this... Obviously, it doesn't need to sit perfectly. I just want to keep these guys relatively close together. Merge this down and be in part of the same layer. So again, oops. Aiming to keep these guys close to each other in overall size. Oh, you know what though? This leg is off position. So technically, yeah, you know what? I'm just now realizing this one would be, these back legs would probably be a little bit higher up because they're a little farther back. It wouldn't be a huge amount, obviously. Hello. God, I'm sorry, I'm so awkward with like moving my shit around, like zooming in, zooming out, moving my stuff. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like... I guess it could stay like that, and then... hold this down. I feel like this thing needs to curve in better, though. It just... it's annoying the shit out of me. Like, it doesn't look right. Something like that, I think. Yeah. It's probably because of the angle of the hoof here compared to mine. Okay, I think that's pretty close, so now we can actually start working on it. So, I'm gonna get rid of you. And then... these guys... can get thrown down here. Make a duplicate of you. Preemptively throw you in there so I can just delete it when I'm done. And then we could delete this, because we're done with that. Okay. So like I said, what we're going to try and do is make just a basic shape, where it would just be the normal, like, edge around it. And then we can make a fluffy, Sherpa-looking thing along the edges of it. So basically what I'm aiming for is something that feels like this more, and then we'll make something that looks more like these two. Specifically this one. Okay. how this goes. Put my glove on because my hand's starting to get all stuck on the tablet, I swear. I know I say this like basically every single stream, but I genuinely am so excited to be able to do like recolors and stuff, or like holiday tack using my line art. It's gonna be so much fun. I don't know if I'm gonna do any of that before the end of the year, but it's gonna be an option now, because I'll have like this base stuff to work off of, so I can just like fiddle around with it. And it's like, you know, at least now I know what the proportions and stuff of my things are gonna be, so it's like, you know, it's gonna be easier to just like trace over my own stuff if I'm like, oh, actually I want to have it have like less thick line art, or I want to adjust like where this is positioned. It's like, at least I have a starting thing. Whereas like before it was like, oh, too much information. Like I was like, I want to make cool pride tack during June. And I look at all the cool pride tack images I have and like, oh, that's a lot of things to try and figure out where I want to start with. So it's like, I gotta say, I'm so excited for this because it's like, it's gonna be easy to work with. I could just flip colors out. I'm gonna have like line art to work off of, so when I do like patterns and stuff, I just have to make sure it fits in there. And that's like, if I want to do some different line art, or if I want to fit it in with like some other stuff, like I have something that's like a base to start with, so I'm like, yes. Like I can imagine so many cute colors I could do with like all the stuff I'm already working on. I have a color palette for this actually. And you know what? I'm gonna show you guys super quick. It's a little dumb looking, but let me show you guys what I got for color palettes going on. So this is my dumb little color palette for coat stuff. You can see I even have like some of the flax and stuff in here, just in case. Hoof colors and stuff. Sorry, my handwriting just looks absolutely atrocious though. And then I had, where is it? So I have a couple of things. I have to throw this over to my other screen. Oh no, wait, can I just swap it to view Illustrator? Yes, I can. So really quick, here are some of the color palettes in Illustrator instead, so they're nice and neatly organized. So for example, here's the horse color palettes in Illustrator. And then we have like tack and stuff. So like tack, clothing, etc. Just basic colors. Ignore the numbers on the bottom. I was trying to make sure I wasn't going overboard with like the first set of colors. But we got stuff for like metals and stuff. So I have like a rose gold all the way through to like a light and dark coppery bronze. And we have like a black / cobalt set, silver and gold of course. And then we have different options for leather with like normal brown, tan browns, reddish browns, blacks, grays, of course white leather. Made sure it's not pure white. And then of course just general neutral colors, so most of these match the leather, but this would be more for like clothing or fabrics and stuff. Same thing for these bright colors and the MISC material colors, which is what that stands for. So I had like, oh well, you know, denim and Sherpa and stuff, might as well throw that in here. So this is really nice, just so I have a way of you know, being able to sort out some ideas for starting colors. So the bright colors, like, you know, red, blue, green, etc., very limited right now. That red color came from that palette stuff there. Very limited right now, but the idea is, you know, that's kind of the point, so it's not going like crazy. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future when it comes to organizing tack colors. So I'm just trying to kind of do a little bit of future proofing, just so I don't end up like some other games that can't really decide how they want their color palettes to work, and it personally drives me absolutely batty. I'm the kind of person who really loves customization, especially when I'm in games that are like multiplayer and stuff. Like, not to sound like stupid or anything, but I don't know. But I like to look unique. Like, I don't like to pick the thing that everybody else picks or go with like the basic stuff. Like if you can mix and match sets without repercussions, I love doing that. I love picking out my own options from like a bunch of different sets, especially in games that like have it where those sets aren't exactly meant to go, like multiple different sets aren't meant to go together. It just ends up feeling like a really fun challenge for me. So I love being able to pick things out and find stuff that fits well together from different things. But obviously some games, unfortunately, don't keep a consistent range of colors. So that was something that, like, going into this idea of any sort of customization, I don't realistically think I'm gonna have customization out the gate, if anybody is wondering. But if I ever did get around to doing customization with anything, as far as the stuff I supply, I would want to keep the initial color range very limited. And then from there, it's like, oh, you know, release a pastel set, release a neon set, you know, and start adding a couple other options, or different shades of like existing colors. Cause like, I think you guys might've saw, I had teal in there. I love teal. I have a friend who loves teal. So it's definitely a color I really enjoy. But obviously, like, there's different shades of teal. Like, you can go all the way from like cyan to like a blue-green teal, that's more on the blue side, or a blue-green teal that's more on the green side. So there is a lot of different options just within like that kind of range. Same thing for pinks. Like, you got pink, you got like hot pink, you got pastel pink, you got light pink, dark pink, magenta, fuchsia, etc. So it's like, yeah, I love having like the, you know, equivalent of freaking like 64 Crayola stuff going on, you know. But it's also it also could end up being a lot too, you know. And you don't want to have it get out of control, because then, you know, players won't have the ability to mix and match in a satisfying way. And that's what I run into sometimes with some games, where it just drives me nuts, because I'm like, no, I want to mix and match. I want to have these really fun options, but nothing fits, you know? Like, this is too much of this is too much of that. So I'm kind of wanting to do the limited palette with like stuff to start off with, just to both give myself like guidelines, as well as kind of make it so that stuff doesn't go wild at first. Like, you got this shade of blue and that shade of blue, that's it, just to start with, and then from there it can be more. But it also means that, like, hey, when you're developing stuff, you stick to these shades, you know, you stick to this specific hue, instead of just like, I'm gonna pick this hue, and then I'm gonna pick this hue later, and then I'm also gonna pick this hue, and it's like you got 3 different shades of blue that have nothing to do with each other and do not mix well. And it can be so frustrating. It's like, sometimes, you know, mix and matching, those kinds of things can be fantastic, but like, there's so often that drives me nuts. So I want to avoid that as best as I can. Hi, Ruth. Hey, it's okay, you still made it. I'm just ranting about colors and how much it drives me nuts that in so many horse games, I guess not really just horse games, but like, I'm talking about horse games, but anyways, in general, there's not a lot of really great, color options. Like, people will just pick stuff out of the blue and just have things that don't match each other. Drives me absolutely bonkers. So I really want to have, with my color palettes for any of this stuff, I just want to keep it very consistent and then carefully add more colors. So yeah, because I love customization. That's what I was saying earlier, like right before you joined. It's like, I love customization. I love mixing and matching stuff. But oh my god, I need stuff to match. Like, I was just trying to put together like 2 different outfits recently. One of them was a fall outfit in Star Stable, and another one was a winter outfit in Star Stable. And I was so frustrated because I could not find a hat that matched my jacket. The fall outfit, and these were at completely different times, but it just sucked because it's like, you know, I have some outfits that are pre-planned for like the season because I'm a nerd like that. I come up with outfits for the season. Sometimes I reuse them. Most of the time I come up with new stuff just because it's fun. I love coming up with outfits. But the fall outfit was based around the jacket we got from the Trailblazer thing because I love that jacket. It's so cute. But the Trailblazer track came with the really cute beret. I didn't want to use the beret. I wanted to use a cowboy hat. Guess what? Nothing matched that shade of the jacket. None of the leathers, because it kind of looked like a brown, maybe leather jacket. Nothing matched it. It just drove me up a wall. I ended up going with a hat that was close, but it was just like, oh, God, it's like, why can't you just keep it consistent? And then I had the same problem with my winter jacket, where I had like basically the same model of jacket, just different jacket. It was a darker brown with the blue. It was from like last Christmas. I love that jacket. Super cute. And I'm just wearing it around because it's like that kind of mid, you know, it's November vibes for me. No hats. I couldn't find a single hat that matched it. So I just ended up sticking with my Mississippi Jones hat because just freaking closest thing I had, you know? And it's an old model, which I don't mind that one on the old model. I actually like the smaller cowboy hats. But I was really hoping to have something that was at least like an updated model, you know? So yeah, I'm just like, no, all the leather is staying in the same zone. And, you know, it's all gonna, everything, like, doesn't matter if it's leather on clothes, leather on saddles and other tack, everything, same leather colors, same palette, period. I think it is a completely fair thing to complain about. I want my shit to match. I want my shit to look pretty, you know? I may not have been a fashion student in college, but I'm pretty sure most of the fashion people would have agreed with me. I actually had a friend who majored in the fashion stuff in college. Fun fact. I haven't talked to her since college though, unfortunately, so. Sad, but yeah. I really wish we had a lot more, when I was going to college, I wish we had a lot more cross-major interaction instead of just kind of, everybody stay in their own cliques, yay! As that was very much how it felt. But anyways, that's outside of the topic. But yeah, anyways, yeah, welcome to the stream, Ruth. I got through the head stuff, so we made a ear bonnet and racing masks with blinkers, and I just finished up the leg wraps, so we're on to the sport boots. Okay, yes, Red Dead sucks for color matching, but because everything's so desaturated, it kind of works okay. I've managed to make it work at least. It's not as bad as in Star Stable with everything is so like poppy, like it just like there. At least with Red Dead, I could pick like something that is like the focal point and everything else kind of fades away into the background, right? Star Stable, like I love the saturated colors. I love that. But like, honey, come on, please, just like I need stuff to match if you're gonna be everything saturated. Ugh, you know? I love my outfits in Red Dead. One of my characters obviously is 90% black in terms of like colors, like, you know, black pants, black shirt, black hat. So like everything goes with black, you know, and then it's like the color I have that's like the accent is mostly like white and red, you know, with like touches of like silver and gold or whatever stuff I had. And she has like mostly bounty hunter related stuff and it works really well. And then my other character is predominantly red, just across the board, like all red. And I think like she wears a red shirt. I haven't really dressed as her in ages, but like everything else is like a neutral color, like it's black or brown or something, right? So it doesn't stick out as bad because everything's fucking desaturated. And then it's like the pop of color works because it's the only pop of color. But it's like you look at Star Stable stuff and it's like, yes, there are neutral colors, but like even a lot of the stuff that has neutral colors still has some kind of color with it, or like the neutral colors are just so saturated that like they just stick out like a sore thumb if they don't match everything else. So it's like you buy one set and it's like, great, all this stuff matches because it's all part of the same set. and then you go to a different set and it's like a different shade of brown, it's a different shade of blue or whatever, and it's just, they clash so hard because nothing is desaturated. Nothing is just chill in the background. It's all screaming at you, look at me, look at me, look at me! It drives me fucking nuts! I genuinely do love still dressing up and stuff in like Star Stable, but oh my god, just what what do I gotta do to just get an outfit that isn't like completely like unrelated to every single other shade of that color in the game? You know? So yeah. Anyways, basically, what I'm getting at is I love customization. I really genuinely do. And I'm hoping if I ever do actually implement something like that in a game, I can curb the issue of having things not match by sticking to, you know, a dedicated palette, you know, at least for like the primary color stuff that's used. Like obviously you'd have to shift things around based off of, you know, shading and stuff, but yeah. She's in the borderline Lisa Frank. Oh my god, Ruth, that's brutal. That's great, but that's brutal. Oh my god. Also, you're not wrong. Oh my god. Oh, you know what? So Ruth, you weren't here when I was talking about the booties here. So I had this idea with the sport boots. I'll probably pull this over to the other stuff too. I'm thinking with the sport boots, I'm gonna do it where it just has like this basic line here to denote like where the seams are, like this guy over here. And then what I'm thinking is I'm gonna kind of mimic this sort of poofy stuff here on these guys by having it be basically a texture, you know, that goes over the top of all this stuff. So it's gonna have Sherpa options, but it's gonna be layered on top of it, and I think that could work both for the 2D and 3D variants of this. So I don't know when I'm gonna do 3D stuff, because obviously I need to make a horse to put the 3D on. But as far as the 2D stuff goes, you know, we could just have stuff like this going over it. I think it's gonna work pretty well, so I'm excited to get this thing going. Yeah, oh god. I always click things too fast, I swear. Yeah, I'm approaching some of this with slightly 3D mindset, just kind of trying to keep in mind, like, hey, don't make the silhouette too strong, because there's no way in hell you're gonna want to model that, you know? So just being very careful about how I'm going about this. How does that dip around the back? I was also talking about how excited I am to like finish this stuff and then be able to play around with it and make like cute little theme tack or like mess with the colors and stuff too. Like I'm just excited to finish the line art and just have stuff I can just toy around with. Be able to do things like Halloween and Christmas tack and stuff like that, just fun stuff. Excited to just do fun things. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna do this year when it comes to, like stylized tack and stuff. That is definitely a we'll see because it's almost the end of the year and my primary goal is just wrapping up this tack art before it's done, which I think is completely feasible as long as I don't get sick again, please. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be super fun, like, throwing different colors on this, and then it's like, I could come up with my own patterns, like a cute little bat or ghost pattern for Halloween or pumpkins. I'm just excited. I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be great. Okay, so the straps kind of need to be modeled. So I think what I'll do is, unlike the polo wraps or leg wraps or whatever, I think these guys will have to stick out a little bit because it's supposed to look like they're wrapping around it. So probably we'll have them on their own layer, and then they're supposed to wrap around from the back. Just debating if I want to make it so they can have something like the black ones with the metallic-y color. Where it's like partially colored. I mean, I guess that's a stylization choice I can make later too. So, I don't know. We'll just start with this. Something... Oh, this one only has 2. This one has 2 as well. This one kind of has 2. This is the only one that has 3. I just realized that. Okay, these 2 are both back boots. This one's back boots. Okay, so maybe the front boots usually get 3. Let me double check that. Yeah, I think that's usually how these guys work. Oh, there's some with front only getting 2. I think most of the front ones get 3. Okay, so that's normal. We good. There we go. I don't know if it's supposed to be like straight across like that, but I'm just gonna stick with it for now because I don't want to fuck with it too much. Okay, other side now. Let's see. I gotta be careful because this thing doesn't line up as well with the art to the leg because I was going off of the reference image, so I'm gonna have to consciously change this more. So I just frickin' follow my stupid sketch. I think that works okay. Okay, so the outside part here is where the Velcro wraps back around to. So over here is where the Velcro starts from. So basically, I think that's what's happening here, is this one starts over there and wraps back around. Ooh, it feels like that slid a little too far down. Let's pull that up a bit. Okay, there we go. Now we can hide the base underneath all these straps. Alright, there we go. Oh, hit the wrong thing. there we go. There are the booties, the first booties. Okay, so next up are bell boots, which we already kind of had a reference for. I think I'm just gonna do... I don't really want to do these ones that have like the thing over the top that's like really small. I don't know if I want to do the ones over the back though. The ones over the back look the cleanest though, for like where it connects. Okay, so I might go with that. I just don't think they're super great references though, which kind of sucks. I'll copy some of these bell boots from the other one over. I just realized these have bell boots, but they're not in the file. They're not in the file in the folder. With the other ones. Well, these should be pretty simple to do. The only thing that bugs me is I think I kind of like the ones that have the back connection. But most of these just have a front connection. I suppose the front connection makes sense, because if it's on the front hooves, you wouldn't want the horse to, like, nick the back of the hoof and then actually take the bell boot off with that. So I see why they don't usually have them on the back. Okay, so maybe I'll just try to do some... I'll try to make it just look like a kind of seamless front connection like some of these have. And yeah, these usually don't cover the hoof entirely. It's usually a touch of the hoof is still visible. Excuse me. Okay, these ones are really cute. Oh, I forgot to do the Sherpa. Whatever. I'll do the Sherpa later. Okay, there we go. So it's something. This one has a similar look to it. Oh my god, this is gonna look so small for the lines. Jesus. Okay, so this one, yeah, both of these guys don't cover the hoof super strongly. Covers the back, which is the important part, obviously. It's kind of something that feels like that. God, these look so awkward. It's not shaped to the hoof, so it looks dumb. Okay, then we pull these guys back again. This one's gonna be for the front, well, the closer hoof. This one will be for the further back hoof. Something roughly like that. Hi Clay, welcome to the stream. Oh, rip on the traffic, yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't go out during Black Friday. Thanksgiving was great for me. We actually went out to a buffet instead of having a home-cooked dinner this year, and it was amazing. It also meant that my shitty cousin's wife didn't come, so... I should be as proud about how that worked out as I am, but it made my Thanksgiving 100 times better. It just sucks that my my second cousin wasn't able to come because, you know, said wife is kind of, you know, not great. But yeah, we went out and then we went back to my uncle's place and it was just really nice, really chill. I had some of the best mashed potatoes I've ever had. They had great turkey and ham. I got to try some local root beer too. That was super good. So I had a great time, honestly. How'd your guys' Thanksgiving go? Okay, how low is this compared to... Okay, it's like it slots in like right underneath. So like if we pull up the sport boots... So it should basically be... Oh, that's great. I'm glad for you guys. I think that looks like a bell boot. I think. Close enough. Oh. Yeah, I know somebody who has a birthday pretty often on Thanksgiving. It's kind of a funny timing. I don't know if we're gonna finish the other set of booties. I'm definitely gonna at least try to get these bell boots done. think that works okay. It's definitely something. But I might be able to actually make this work. Might not have to redraw this too much, so that'd save me a huge amount of time. Yeah, you know, that doesn't look horrible, I gotta say. I think that kind of works okay. Oh, you know what? Another thing I didn't mention about Thanksgiving, so the place we went to, they had all these decorations, and they also had, or like the decorations they had were made by different groups. I don't know what it was specifically, but they were taking like donations, and all of the stuff was on auction. So what they had were a ton of different Christmas trees, all sorts of shapes and sizes, like small ones, big ones. There was one that was made out of like literal bark. It was really cool. Different themes, and then they also had wreaths. I wanted to put in like an auction thing on some of them, but like I can't afford that right now. Also, this was like 3 hours up north, so I didn't want to have to run 3 hours up, or at least like 2.5 hours up north from where I live right now to go pick it up. So, and I wouldn't want to risk shipping it either if they even offered that. So, yeah. Anyways, gorgeous stuff. There was so many. It was really cute too. They had a Peanuts one with like Snoopy on top. They had like a couple white trees that were just stunning. There was a really pretty like snowflake and pine cone wreath. If I remember, I might post pictures later. But yeah, just gorgeous stuff. He didn't need any more Warhammer models. He got him a book instead. Oh my god. Oh my god. 20 seconds of planning wasted. That's funny. There we go. Well, at least we're gonna have bell boots done. For sure. Okay, there we go. Those actually look pretty decent together. Not gonna lie. Look at that shit. That looks pretty slick. The leg wrap's a little less slick. At least on that spot right there. That's fine. I can fix that later. I might actually have to pull that in anyways, so... I can make edits later. I am gonna worry about the Sherpa thing I was talking about later as well. I'm gonna make a note to myself about that. I don't feel like doing it right now. Airbrushes are fun. And you can use them for multiple things if he's into that. Obviously for like figurines, if he does work on those, then, you know, he's got that. But definitely you can use that for multiple different little art projects if he has any interest in that. Okay, do I want to try and get this one done? Oh, we got half an hour. I think I could do it. I'm probably gonna... Did I call... No, it was bridle. I thought that said brindle for a second. Okay, so open front boots. These guys aren't too terrible to try and recreate. I just want to make sure I don't make them look like shit. Oh god. No, don't move the canvas, please. I swear. Okay. So this last one's gonna be open front boots. I'm probably gonna... I think I might just make the back ones also open front, because that was what my old art had. And that's kind of the point of these guys, is for them to be open. So matchy matchy, all that good shit. Close out of these guys. Done with them now. Oh my god, I opened so many references. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit better. Okay, so... So some of these examples have it where there's one strap on the back, two straps on the front. Some have it where it's 3 straps on the front, 2 on the back. My old art had 3 straps front, 2 straps back. Do I want to stick with that design, or do I want to simplify it down to the 2 and 1? I kind of like the look of the 2 and the 1 better. Some of them don't even have a strap for the back, but I want to keep them all open. Like, or like, it wraps around the front completely, but I don't know. I like the idea of them being fully open. Like, this is like the full wraparound versus this one's still open on the back ones. So, I don't know. I just want to make sure it feels different from the other options, because like I think these are really cool looking. Just debating. So like this isn't on a horse, but like here's like, you can see it has 2 straps and then 1 strap. I don't think I like the 3 straps as much anymore. I'm kind of going towards the 2 and 1. I think they look better. You guys got any opinions on the 2 versus 1, or the 2 straps in the front versus the 3 straps in the front? So this is like the 3 straps, these are the 2 straps. I think I'm digging the 2 straps in the front better, like this one up here. I think it just looks nicer. It doesn't feel as like, I don't know if this makes sense. It doesn't feel as cluttered, if that makes any sense. It's horse tack, like who gives a shit if it's cluttered, I guess, but I don't know, I feel like this just feels more sleek. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It reads better from a distance. Same for the 1 strap, it just reads better. Shit, I don't really have a good 1 strap back though. Guess I could like do... I could kind of do something like this and then just just kind of fake it. Does it not cover the whole back of the hoof? Okay, do I not have anything for the back hooves that looks like that? Like, God, I'm gonna have to get better references, I swear. Okay. I want it to cover the whole thing, so I'm gonna make an executive decision. This looks so stupid. Okay. So we're gonna do something like this, and then basically the horse's leg comes in like this. Boop, something like that. And then the back one is gonna be very similar. Just size it down like very slightly-ish. So the back one won't have this on the inside, but it does have to come back around to meet on the other side, which I can't see. Oh no, wait, no, it's gonna be tighter in here because it's gonna be basically like sewn into, it's gonna look like this thing here. So what we're gonna have is, it's gonna be more like that, or it's gonna be part of, yeah, it's gonna be like that, roughly speaking. Okay, I think that's close enough. We're gonna take these guys, we're gonna bring them down over here. Wish me luck. Let's see how well this works out. Okay, so the one with the 2 straps is the back version. Or not the 2 straps, sorry. The 2 little bits like that. This is the back version, this is the front version. And then, oh my god. Click. I swear, this thing never wants to recognize. Like, I don't know if I'm just missing it by, like, a pixel or a hair, but, like, it never recognizes. Like, I'll pull something up here, it'll be like, no, I don't want to duplicate. Okay, anyways. I can't really see how low this is. This one seems to go right underneath. What's the other ones look like? Yeah, that one is right underneath, that one's right underneath. Yeah, okay, so it's close, but not quite all the way up to the thing. So if we look at, like, the sport boots, for example, yeah, it ends about the same location as the sport boots. So this is probably a good spot. So let's grab you, size you up as well to match. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that works okay. Alright. And now for these 2 weirdos. Get them sized down. Okay. I think that's a good start. I had to sneeze. Okay, I'm good. Let's see here. So this was like some of the original shape shit I did. Let's throw that in there too, why not? Okay. So we're gonna get rid of this old reference. We're gonna just go off of these guys now. Got some junk on my glasses. Get off of those. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Here's the first part. Get the back ones. Tablet's trying to slide around on me again. Not helpful. Still sliding on me. No sliding. This is a no sliding zone. Okay, I think that works pretty well. So then we're gonna do straps. Oh, I gotta do the details too. Gotta have that sweet edging around it. Little detail edge. Or whatever. Accent? I don't know. I think this looks kind of nice. Yeah. This definitely reads better from a distance, I agree. Oh my god. Speaking of distance, please stop moving! Stay still. Okay, almost done. Just need to do the little edge details after these straps. I think that works. I don't know why my tablet is like sliding so much. It doesn't normally slide around so much. Hey, there we go. There's the open front boots now. Kind of want to make this one match the front ones where it has like the little strap go through the inside. It doesn't look like it goes through it on the other one, but it's probably because it's like set further back. So I want to try and keep it somewhat consistent, you know? Okay. Oh, I forgot to do the one thing with the lines. Let's get that fixed really quick. That covers it properly. Okay, there we go. Open front boots are done, which marks the last of these guys. And I'll just deal with Sherpa stuff later. Oh, and then as I said at the start, I was going to show off how all the tack looks for the saddles and stuff, just in case. So let's go ahead, pull these guys up. So jumping pad with the English Universal, and then the English jumping with the jumping pad, of course, and optional Sherpa. So Sherpa you can turn off if you wanted, like so. Dressage with the dressage pad, again optional Sherpa, because I love Sherpa. And of course the racing. This one doesn't have Sherpa. Maybe later. And we have the Western, so we got the thick pad here. Actually, let's do the thin pad first. So the thin pad has optional tassels. You can take the tassels off. I'm just gonna leave them on for these guys. And then we have the Western Universal saddle here. So I spent so much time on these girths. And then I don't think I did it on here. Yeah, I didn't do any Sherpa on the girths, but like having like the padded stuff would be a plan. I know, I'm mad. And then the show one is the same, but it has like all of the extra detailing. It would also have like the option to have a lot more engravings on the leather. And then let's swap to the thick pad. We have the barrel racing saddle with 2 girths, same for the ranch saddle. So I try to make all these guys feel very unique. And we have endurance next. So we have the traditional endurance saddle with the triangular pad that matches it. And this has a centerfire rigging, so it goes down the middle of the horse. And we got the round pad to match with the Endurance Modern style saddle, which also has not quite centerfire, but pretty close. I think I put it like right before centerfire. And both of these guys have technically 3-point rigging, I believe, where it goes here, here, down to here, and then down under the belly. I had a lot of fun with these guys, so yeah, there's the saddles. So we're going to continue with the accessories next time. I'll go ahead and cross these guys off, and I'm going to call the stream done. So yeah, next time is going to be figuring out all the main body parts. So stuff like breast collars, breeches, saddlebags, quarter and turnout sheets, and probably a neck rope, aka Cordero, if I'm saying that right. I also have lunging and driving equipment on my list, but at the same time, I don't really plan to do any drawing with those guys because it's a little bit much. For something I'm not even planning on focusing on remotely right away. The driving stuff would be really nice for like background stuff, or if I did actually decide to throw that in at some point, but I know it's way more complicated than I want to mess with, and same deal for lunging. You can lunge a horse on just a, lead rope and a halter, so not going to be doing anything with those or anything super decorative, but that's future stuff. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call it done there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And then I'm hoping to get a Bioshock stream in Sunday. I don't know if we're gonna swap games for December. I'm gonna think about it. I do like doing those wintry Christmas games, whatever I can find. But I don't know, we'll see. I don't really want to keep putting off Bioshock. I've been sick long enough. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, hopefully Sunday gaming stream. And then we will probably be doing art streams on Fridays moving forward just because of my shift in schedule until the new year. And then from there, it's going to be kind of depending on where my schedule goes from there. So I will update you guys in January about that, or at least end of December. So anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I will see you next time.